Could losing just 1% of the sun's brightness freeze our planet? Because tomorrow, Earth begins icing over. The sun dimmed by just 1%. No eye could ever notice. Nobody saw it happen. So here's our real question. Could this tiny flicker plunge our entire planet into chaos? To answer that, we first need something crucial. How much energy pours onto Earth each second? About 1,361 watts strike every square meter facing the sun. Scientists call it the solar constant. Spread that across the whole planet. Earth soaks up thousands of times all humanity's power combined. Yet Earth stays livable through a delicate balance. Incoming sunlight almost exactly matches heat radiated back. That balance sets Earth's average to a comfortable 15 degrees, the sweet spot for liquid water. So what actually happens to that balance if we dial sunlight down 1%? 1% of that constant is about 13.6 watts per square meter. That's our missing piece. Consider the scale. All human CO2 heats Earth by roughly 2 watts, so 13.6 is a monster. A quick guess says less energy means a cooler planet. But how much cooler? That's tricky. Physicists reach for the Stefan Boltzmann law. It ties temperature to the fourth power of heat output. Thanks to that fourth power rule, 1% less sunlight drops temperature only about 0.25%. Tiny. In Kelvin, Earth's 255K surface cools under a single degree. So maybe this really is harmless? But that clean number hides something. A monster lurks inside Earth's climate. It's called feedback loops. A feedback loop is simple. One small push triggers a change that pushes even harder. For a dimming sun, one feedback is truly terrifying. Meet the ice-albedo effect. White ice bounces sunlight away. Dark oceans drink it in, so ice controls Earth's heat. Cool it slightly. Ice spreads. More ice reflects more sunlight. Colder still, even more ice. So our tidy less than 1 degree guess, it might be dangerously, disastrously optimistic. Sound impossible? Earth has actually done it before. Scientists call that era Snowball Earth. Around 700 million years ago, ice may have reached the equator. The whole globe froze. And models suggest even a small dip in sunlight helped tip Earth over that icy edge. So here's the nightmare. A 1% dimming might not just cool Earth, it could freeze everything. But wait, before we panic, there's a force fighting back against the cold. Warm oceans hold water vapor, and vapor itself is a powerful greenhouse gas trapping heat. Yet cooling freezes vapor out, weakening that warmth. Another feedback. This one's speeding the freeze. Earth's climate is a tug of war, amplifying feedbacks versus stabilizing ones. Who wins? Not obvious. To settle the fight, scientists dig up a real clue from history, the Little Ice Age. From roughly 1300 to 1850, Europe endured brutal winters, frozen rivers, and ruined harvests. During part of it, the sun went quiet, almost no sunspots for decades. The Maunder minimum. But here's the catch. That solar dip lowered the sun's brightness by only about 0.1%. Yet even that whisper of dimming likely froze the Thames solid and starved villages worldwide. So think about it. If 0.1% froze rivers, a full 1% is 10 times that push. And here's a complication. The cold wouldn't hit every corner of Earth equally. Near the poles, cooling races ahead. Ice creeps toward the equator far faster than the tropics feel it. Growing seasons would shrink. Northern breadbaskets like Canada, Russia, and the American Midwest would suffer first. A cooler world also holds less moisture. Many regions would grow drier right alongside the cold. Put it together. Global crop yields could collapse enough to threaten food for billions of people. But timing matters too. Is the dimming sudden or gradual, permanent or just a temporary flicker? A slow, permanent drop is worst of all. It lets ice-albedo feedback fully build. A brief flicker, though, it might barely register, thanks to the ocean's enormous heat-storing inertia. The oceans act like a giant thermal battery. They delay the full cooling by years, even decades. So after all these opposing forces, what's the actual verdict? Climate models deliver it. A permanent 1% dimming cools Earth several degrees, a brutal ice age, yet just short of a full snowball. So 1% is no rounding error. It's the line between our civilization and a frozen, famine-stricken world. But here's the mind-bending twist. Our own greenhouse gases could partly mask that very cooling. Picture it. The heat-trapping gases we curse suddenly become a blanket shielding us from creeping ice. Think about that. A single percent, up or down, and everything tips toward disaster. Good news? Our real sun only wobbles by fractions of a percent. That's why we're still here. So next time someone shrugs at 1%, it's the gap between a picnic and an ice age.